Hello, couldn't hear anything.
Yes, ma'am. We'll be starting in 2 minutes. Please stay connected.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Jones here from Credo Systems. On behalf of Credo Systems, I would like to welcome you all for today's session on Playwright. So, for this session, our senior mentor, Mr. Madan, he'll be handling it. I would request you all to please join the session throughout. At the last 15 minutes, we have a special Q&A with Madan. So, stay connected and attend the class throughout as well. Without any further delay, I'm handling it over to Madan.
Hello everyone, can you hear me well?
Yes, Madan, audible.
Yeah, thank you so much for confirming, guys. Okay, so let me introduce myself on a quick thing.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Thank you, ma.
There is overlap.
Sorry. Okay, fine. So myself, Madan, having a 15 plus year of experience working in different aspects of testing. Working in three different languages and a couple of most popular web libraries and one popular mobile libraries, which is an RPM. A couple of web libraries, which is going to be Selenium for more than 10 years, and Playwright for more than 4 years. Okay, and having more exposure in an API automation using a REST Azure, and the previous one, which is called as a QTP, and after that, it's been renamed as an UFT. Okay, so currently working with one of the product-based company, and as part of my passion, teaching is one of the passion which I am carried over more than 11 years now, and with Credo, it is close to 7 years now actually. I've handled nearly 90 plus sessions, which include the different technologies actually. Mostly 80% will be with the Selenium, and maybe 10% might be with the Playwright, and 10% might be with an API, and taken a lot of corporate training as well. Okay, so this is about myself. Let me define the context for today. Okay, so actually here we are grouped together to showcase something actually, which is there is a multiple questions which is there in your mind. You may be a fresher, or you may be an experienced guy already having a experience with functional test engineer, and then maybe some peoples might have already having a good experience with other maybe web automation libraries, something like Selenium or the Cypress with multiple libraries or mobile automations. That's fine. Here I'm going to explain the context, what is Playwright, and how and what, which makes different from other libraries which is already existing in market for more than a couple of decades now, right? And most of the companies, 80 plus percentage of companies starting a new project with Playwright. So why? What is the case? Okay, what makes things different here? Okay, even though getting the getting the folks with the Playwright and the core, which is using a TypeScript or the JavaScript, finding a folks is a bit tricky. The reason is in an automation world, nearly 57 percentage you can easily find a person with the Java, but not with the JavaScript or TypeScript because of the Selenium actually. Okay.
Madan, sorry to interrupt. Did you share any screen because the screen is not visible?
I'm not sharing anything as of now.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Just for confirming.
Yeah. Okay. Can you guys confirm that you can able to see my screen?
Yeah, now it's visible.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, continuing it, there is a reason what makes Playwright different. Okay. And even though finding a folks with JavaScript and TypeScript in market actually, and this is the right time for you guys if you're planning to switch your career, okay, from a Selenium to a Playwright with the specific, like, even though the Playwright is going to be the it don't have any language barrier, but the core of Playwright is built with Node.js. That's the reason people are suggesting us to go and select a language, something like JavaScript and TypeScript, rather than other languages, Java or C Sharp or a Python, right? Whereas our Selenium core has developed with the server, Selenium server has developed with the Java. That's the reason we opted Selenium with the Java. More than 70% of people will be opted for Selenium Java, and 8% might be with the C Sharp, and remaining will be with Python or other languages. Okay. So I'm going to show you the what is the advantages of Playwright. Okay, from the layman terminologies. Okay, even the freshers can able to catch up. Okay, and then I'll be showing a demo, which is maybe I can pick it up a same scenario uh, of an automation with Selenium and Play. You will see the difference, okay, by yourself. And very important, how the Playwright MCP, which is AI, come into picture here for writing a script more efficiently. Even it is there in Selenium as well, but with the Playwright, it is because of the Visual Studio Code, what we are using it is going to be really easy and compatible with an AI technology. So I'll be showing you even how we can able to create a framework with just maybe within a 4 minutes. Okay, I've just created it. Maybe before exactly 50 minutes of time I created it. Okay, I will show you that actually. So this is the context of it. Okay, and let me make it very simple, and then I will keep it open for your questions. Okay, anyone can unmute and interact with me. Okay, and before completing it, I will walk you through the selling point, which is how we will be covering the courses, how we are differing from other institutes. Okay, how we are going to have a coverage by showing the current batch the approach. Okay, what is an approach I followed that. Okay, even though I have not completed fully, there is some portions which is 3 weekend of session still pending for us, but I will be showing you that as well. Okay, fine. Stepping into it, uh, what is Playwright actually? It is one of the web automation library. Okay, and very important point is it is not only a web automation library. It can do an API automation as well to certain extent. To certain extent. Okay, this is the one and only library which will support both UI and API with a single library. This is one of the most selling point when go for the Playwright actually. No other language does actually. Selenium, they are slowly starting it now, but not with certain extents, and it has some certain complications as well because of an architecture what they have developed it in Selenium. Okay, whereas in Playwright, by default, it is designed in the way it has to interact with the CDP protocol. CDP protocol is nothing but what we are opening at the below, which is dev tool nu சொல்லுவீங்க, where you are opening a dev tool, right? So the interaction between your web page and the dev tool has been carried over with the protocol called CDP. So Playwright will be doing all the interactions using CDP only. So whatever tab you are able to see it at the below, which is source, network, performance, codes, all console, okay, everything can be directly controlled by your Playwright with the help of the protocol called CDP. Okay, and this is what I mentioned it here, and the beauty of it, it is a cross browser. Of course, other Selenium, which is other library, which is Selenium, is also a cross browser as well, right? But here an advantage is we are not directly interacting with the browser, we are interacting with an engine. We are interacting with the engine, which means if your browser version is, example I'm saying, if the browser version is 130, your engine will be working one version above than your browser. For example, if I have a 130.1 something example, okay, whereas your engine will be 130.2. So when you run something with the engine, you will 100% assure the version, whatever the lower version, whatever we are doing it, or our application is running it, it will be compatible with the latest version. That's the beauty of Playwright actually. Okay, but whereas other Seleniums, it will directly talk with our browsers actually. Okay, and it provides an end-to-end automation. Of course, the best way to automate the web is throughout end-to-end. It should not be a field level of validations. It has to be the end-to-end flow validations actually. That is what preferred. Okay, and again, it's the only library which will talk with an API. Okay, and it has very less dependencies, guys, which is, if you go for the Selenium, okay, maybe I can show you the difference. Okay, you have to install a lot of libraries to construct your framework actually, but here it is not. Only one library is enough to construct the same level of framework what we designed with the Playwright or Selenium. To design the same hierarchy, same level, same standard of frameworks with one library is sufficient in Playwright actually. There is no need of an external library at all when go for the Playwright. Okay, only one dependency. Okay, so you can say Playwright is a Node.js library. This is what I told. It's the core has developed with the Node.js, so the preferred languages JavaScript and TypeScript. Okay, with a single API, automate Chromium, Firefox, and WebKit. See, this is what I told. It's an engine name. Chromium abindrathu, it's an engine name which can be running, okay, for Chrome and Edge. Okay, both the browsers are running by referring this Chromium engine. So if you assure, if things are running in Chromium, it is assuring whatever applications that you are doing it will be working fine in Chrome and Edge. Okay, both together, and Firefox and WebKit. Actually, for CDP abindrathu, it's a protocol which is developed by Google. Okay, whereas if you go and talk with the Firefox and WebKit, okay, Firefox has been owned by Mozilla, whereas WebKit has been owned by Apple, right? So both are, everybody is a competitor, so they won't provide the which is, no one will provide, no one will access or support other the competitors protocol to interact with the browsers, right? So what they have done it, they have simulated with the same how CDP does. Okay, they have unofficially named that as CDP plus. Using that protocol, we will be interacting with the Firefox and WebKit as well. So it's been designed appropriately for Firefox and WebKit. So whatever the protocol which we are going to use it for Chromium is not the same for Firefox and WebKit. That's a bottom line. Okay, so what is the features which is there in Playwright? Like I told, cross browser. It can automate 3 different browser engines, cross platform, uh, all the, I mean, maybe an operating system, used operating system. Okay, something like Windows, Linux with all, actually. It can be an Ubuntu, whatever it is, and the Mac, of course. Okay, it's a multilingual library, which means it can be supporting with the multiple languages. The preferred is TypeScript and JavaScript because the core is Node.js. Okay, and then the preferred is Java. Python கிடையாது. .NET comes first and then Python. Okay, and what happened? Okay, next is test mobile web. Actually, it has certain, I mean, you can talk with the mobile but emulator, not with real device. With emulation of the Chrome, which is web app, web automation, you can do it with certain, which is, you cannot directly talk with the uh, device. Rather, you can talk with your emulations or the simulator. Okay, that can be done using a Playwright. Okay, but I don't want that to be, actually, because there is a preferably a web automation library, mobile automation library, which is there, something called an RPM. So my strong suggestion will be go for it. Okay, and features of Playwright will be, I mean, very less flaky test. See, I will be telling you. Okay, I will be showing you with the real demo. If I run my script in Selenium for 10 times with the third party, maybe I have done something in HDFC, okay, handling a different window. If I run the same script, okay, I have written on the same standard level, okay. If I run the Selenium script for 10 times, you will see the failure maybe 4 or 5 times it will fail. Nearly 30-40% it will fail. Okay. Whereas your Playwright, okay, I cannot say 100% there will not be no flaky. There will be a flaky, okay, but off of Selenium. Okay, so I can say out of, if I run the Playwright for 10 times, 8 to 9 times it will succeeded. Maybe 1 time it may fail. Okay, but that too not because of your Playwright library. Maybe it may, I mean, we have not handled the time, the auto wait features or the page load or the navigation timeout based on our internet or some cases. Okay, so it has lot, I mean, it has very less flaky because of an auto wait feature. And an auto wait feature means, for example, before interacting with an element, we have to write down in Selenium something called wait for the element to be enabled, wait for the element to be clickable, right? Wait for the element to be visible. But in Playwright, you will perform one action called click. The click will do all these 4 actions. It will check whether the element loaded in your DOM, and then element visible in your web page, and then element are interactable, okay, and the element is stable to perform any actions, which is clickable irka அப்படின்ட்டு it will test by itself. Actually, internally it will take care of it. Okay, and tracing, actually, which is, if there is a failure in Selenium, okay, only one option you can do it, you can just take a screenshot of it. Okay, whereas here there are 4 different options you have it. Okay, one is taking a screenshot. In taking a screenshot itself, Selenium will take a screenshot only the visible portion. If you can to see the PPT, that is going to be the visible portion. So Selenium will do to that level. Okay, if I want to take the full screenshot, then obviously I have to go for the third party support in Selenium. Whereas in Playwright, by default, it has a 3 different mode. One is visible portion, and second is you can make a full screenshot by itself. Okay, or if you want to take any session level or an element level of screenshot, that also you can take it here. Okay, but in Selenium you can take the visible portions, and the web element level of screenshots also you can take it in the latest version. This is a screenshot, and the second the debugging factor is in Playwright is it will allow you to take a recorder session, actually videos. Okay, and the videos with very less resolution, or you can provide your own resolution for it with very less size of files. Actually, it will generate it for you by itself. Okay, as part of tracing. Third is logging. Each and every steps you can log it. Okay, internally it will log for you. Then there is something called tracing, where it will show you. I mean, for example, if I open my dev tool, okay, Chrome dev tool, whatever feature you have it in the tab, right? Additional to it, if you have a screen, in that screen, if you have a, what will happen before that action, what will happen after that action, and what will happen when the action is performed with all the script line. The name of it, nothing but the trace viewer. Okay, so with that trace viewer, you can identify whatever problem it is, whether it is an issue with an application, whether it's an issue with your script, everything can be 100% scrutining with the help of the trace viewer for you. Okay. Rest of the stuff, most probably your other libraries also will be doing it, which is it can easily interact with the multiple tabs, multiple windows, right? And this is very important actually because of an architecture. For example, if I want to test a feature, something like let's take an application where I can log in with an admin, and I can take another application where I can log in as a user, same application, okay? And I want to do this in parallel or in simultaneously I have to do it. For example, the admin is opening a user, okay, and if he is changing the some permission for him, simultaneously I want to see the action which is happening in another browser. So what is happening is I want to carry over the session id between these two browsers actually. So this can be easily done in Playwright, but it is very very difficult when go for the Selenium because of an architecture. Again, you can open a multiple pages with the same context in Playwright, that is not possible in your Selenium. Okay. And this is what I was talking about, the browser context, which is the separate browsers. You can open a multiple browsers with multiple pages. Okay. And log in once. This is what I told. Okay. The sharing is a session IDs. You can log in one browser and carry the same session ID within another browsers, so that there is no need to log in again for you. It is something like a the single authentication, what we usually do it in our office environment, right? The same thing. And it has a code generation feature. It will generate a code for you, but in an AI world, it is not so much important for us. Playwright as a separate inspector. Of course, we are not in need of it because your Chrome also has a good inspector for us in DevTool, right? So personally, I won't prefer this, but there is an option for you actually. And the trace viewer, what I told you in sometime, okay. And you can see the difference between the criterias and the what better in Playwright and Selenium. The browser support, of course, it will support everything. Both applications, both library will support everything, and language support again, both supports everything. Okay. Test runner, you Playwright as the internal testing framework, whereas Selenium doesn't. It has to go for the external framework, something testing framework, something like a JUnit or a TestNG or the Cucumber, right? Whereas your Playwright as an internal one. Okay, operating system support, of course, both supports both. Architecture, you are both as a similar, except a few. Okay, your Playwright is, see, when it comes to the performance perspective, your Playwright is 28% more faster than your Selenium. Okay, for example, if something is completing in Selenium for an hour, okay, the same thing can be done using a Playwright with maybe 42 minutes. So you will see the difference in the execution very much actually. Okay, because of this percentage, what I was saying it, this is all about because of an architecture. Okay, it is a bi-directional, whereas your Selenium is a single directional, and your Playwright is using something called WebSocket. Okay, whereas your Selenium is a RESTful service call actually. Okay, integrate with CI, yes, both can do it. Prerequisite, only one prerequisite, which is you just need a Node.js. But your Selenium need a lot of stuff actually, which is you need a language, you need a driver, and you need a Selenium standalone server. This is only for Selenium. If you want to set up the testing framework, you need a TestNG. If you want to interact with an Excel, you need a Apache Py. If you want to interact with the data generator, you need a separate library for it. right? To take the full screenshot, you need a separate library for it. For testing framework, something like a test engine, you need a separate and reporting. Okay, you need a separate framework for a separate library for it, extent or the or Allure report, right? Whereas Playwright has an internal reporting, guys. Okay, good, very good features. Real device support, it will only support the emulation, whereas your Selenium with the Appium will support the real device as well, actually. Okay, which is your Selenium can do a web automation in mobile directly. It will interact with mobile directly. Okay, whereas your Playwright will not do what? Community support, since it is just a age of 6. Okay, your Playwright age is just a 6. Okay, whereas your Selenium is more than 2 decades, 20 plus, right? So the community support will be larger when it comes to Selenium, whereas Playwright is a bit less. But when it comes to the documentation, Selenium doesn't have a very poor documentation. Okay, whereas Playwright has been owned by Microsoft. The best is documentation. The best is the documentation, and both are the open source. Okay, so that's the beauty of it. Okay, and maybe this is a more technical perspective about an architectures. Okay, about the Selenium, whereas the Playwright told the best part is to interact between your Selenium's client and server, right? There is some interpreter is needed, something called W3C protocol, which is the standard being defined for all the browsers. Okay, and the driver is needed to interact with that. Okay, and like I told, it's an unidirectional call. Only one call will happen, and it won't carry it over any session. What is that meaning of it, Madan? For example, if someone is going to ask me a question here, okay, he will be saying, Madan, Madan, can you tell me this question? So I will be answering it. Again, okay, when talk about the next question, you will be representing me again, saying that, Madan, what is this question? It is not needed that you have to call me Madan each time, right? Whereas your Selenium does. Okay, that's how the architecture design, which is it has to introduce between the client and server with the session ID for call. Each and every call need of the session ID. Okay, whereas your Playwright, it's not needed actually. First time when you do the handshake and the bidirectional call has been established with a WebSocket, until the execution completed, the WebSocket will be on and there will be a bidirectional interaction will be going between client and server. There is no session needed. Okay, no need to introduce each time. It will just forward the APIs and it will give you the response back. Okay, that's the reason your Playwright is more than 28% faster than Selenium. Okay, and this is another diagram. Okay, and how the Playwright architecture works. Maybe as part of the course, I will be explaining you so much of it. Okay, I'll be showing you a quick demo for you guys, like I just told. Okay, but before that, yeah, maybe I can quickly show you this as well. Okay, so this is the Selenium script. Okay, which I have written with a good standard. Okay, forcefully I just have uh, some some timeout. Okay, some timeout because to reduce the flakiness. Okay, it is going to open a HDFC bank and it is going to click on the multiple links and traverse from one page to another page and going to get the title of it to assure whether it is landed, right? So see the time consumption as taking for the complete interactions. Okay, and that can be a failure as well. That can be a failure as well. Okay, I think like I told, out of 10 it will fail. Okay, we'll keep this in mind. Okay, parallelly, what I'm going to do, let me open my Visual Studio Code with the existing batch scriptings. Okay, let me open that code dot. I'm just opening it. I have not done anything on top of it. Okay, so let me open. This is the one actually, right? So very simple script. Okay, whatever the script which I have written in here. Okay, here, see the timeout. For interacting with this, you need this much of lines. Okay, whereas in Playwright, right, you just need this much of lines. Only 31, right? Let me. Okay, looks like I don't have a test with me. My bad. Okay, what happened? Okay, that's fine. So let me go npx Playwright test, which is there inside a test. I'm not needed, so I'm going to put 18. Oops, sorry guys. I'm not sure what happened. So I have opened the multiple. Let me close one. So let's go and tell it. Okay. So it is going to start now. Let's see. So it comes with the test now. My bad. I have not started with the. It is running in headless mode. It's running in headless mode. Let it stop. Okay, let me start it here. So it opens, navigated, waiting for the loading to complete. So it comes down, click on the next link. See, I have a actually internet issue, so which is taking time for me to load, but see the stability of it actually. So it comes to the first page and done. So if you see it here, if I run it for multiple times, okay, still the execution will happen like I just mentioned it. Okay, so I can see there is some drop with my internet. That's the reason which is running bit slow. But if you run the same thing, maybe with your or maybe when my internet is good enough, the hardly going to take less than 16 seconds to complete the stuff actually. Okay, and when it comes to an AI perspective, guys, okay, listen. So this is the one I just started at 6:18, okay, which is before 1.5 hours. And the this framework, the prompt I have just provided something like this. Where is it, guys? Oh my God. Yeah, this is a prompt which I just provided, okay, and I just gave an allow. Okay, this can be done with the help of you supposed to install. There is something called Playwright MCP. It's a server, okay, and you need some agent to be there in your system. So there is a product called Copilot. You may be hear about it, right? A Copilot with the help of Outlook, which is Microsoft. So you just need a Visual Studio Code in which you just need an extension of GitHub Copilot, right? And you just need to, there is a default agent will come, okay, for free of cost actually, but that version will be a bit older than that. Okay, maybe if current version of GPT maybe a 6, but you will be receiving it maybe 4, 4.1, 4.2, something like this. Your results will vary actually. You have to provide a lot of feeds actually. Okay, So if I just provided the same structure, okay, and if you see it, it took 4 minutes for me to generate the scripting and completed with these two scenarios by following all the solid principles. You will see what all I just provided it. You create a good folder structures what I have provided it, and I just need a script only for the Chromium project. I don't want other. Okay, you have to create a fixtures. You have to follow the solid principles with page object model as well. Okay, and implement the separate wrapper class with all the UI actions. Ensure the failures has been handled with multiple stuff, something like screenshots, videos, test retentions, right? And maybe we can add it something like retry mechanism as well, including an HTML report, structured exception handlings, dependency injections via fixtures, full parallel, right? Follow the folder structure. So I just provided this, and this is the test scenarios I asked you to do it. Within 4 minutes, it created it, but it is not in a executable way. I have to do some tuning. Okay, it taken me maximum of 15-20 minutes maximum. I'm saying to make it executable. Okay, I have generated that actually. So if you go to the recent one, where is it? This one. So you see the complete structure. You will see the complete structure, right? Since mine is not the paid version, I mean, I will not get the chat history actually. But this is what happened. You can see 1 hour back, which is, this is what I told. Exactly 1 hour back, I was doing it. Okay. So until this level, okay, until this level, we will be covering as part of our training. Okay. And finally, let me quickly walk you through how I'll be approaching it with the current batch. Okay. And then I will give it to you guys. So this is a batch which I have taken it. There will be a session which will be starting with the JavaScript. Okay. So you will, if you go and see the Playwright JavaScript, okay. Let me close this. Let me open this. So we'll be learning oops, I think it's a Playwright JavaScript. Sorry guys. First we will be starting with the plain JavaScript. Okay. You will see we will be starting with how the Node.js to be installed starts with the command line until the expert level. So we'll be spending nearly 20 days, 30 plus days learning about the JavaScript. Okay, with all the features, you will see the complete core features. Okay, you will see when it starts and how the traverse happens. This is a weekend session, so you will see the gaps actually. Okay, and then if I go, then after learning a JavaScript, we will be learning a TypeScript. You will see the complete TypeScript again. Whatever we learned it in JavaScript, the same thing we'll be learning with the TypeScript as well, completely. Okay, and then we'll be entering into the Playwright. Okay, after entering the Playwright, I'll be teaching you only. I'll be spending only 1 day of time, which is just how the JavaScript will work with the Playwright. Okay, and then completely we have to learn about the TypeScript only. So we will be spending a complete time in learning the complete TypeScripts. Okay, still, like I told, there is a 3-4 week session is pending for them, which include the framework as well. Okay, so this is how the flow will be. Okay, at the end we will be covering the CA integration and how we can implement the AI. Okay, automate automatically by providing the proper prompting. Okay, until generating the complete frameworks, guys. So I'll be showing you with a practical exposure. Okay, so this is how the complete course will be derived from Credo Systemz. Okay, now over to you guys. Over to you. Anyone has any questions? Any questions to be clarified?
Hey, Manan. This is Hafiz.
Hi, Hafiz.
So, on the after completing all the topics, right? So until the playwright, right? So, are we doing any? Do we have? Are you giving any project, right? Sample projects to?
Yeah. We will be completely playing. See, it's not say in Credo Systemz, we don't have any dummy applications in which only we will be practicing it. It is not. Okay, each and every session we will be practicing with this live application, something like It can be an eBay, it can be a Flipkart for the locator complication. And when it comes to the shadow DOM or the window handling, just now I showed you, right? Something like an HDFC, everything is going to be the real-time application. Especially for framework designing, we will be doing something called the Salesforce. You might have heard about the Salesforce. So we will be picking nearly 10 test case, and I'll be showing you how we can automate some of it. Okay. And I'll be giving you the chance to start from the scratch and do some sort of automation in the same Salesforce.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Other questions, guys?
Hi, Madan.
Any questions? Hello.
So how long it will take for the complete course, Madan?
See, you may see the content, right? So to complete this content, okay, the timeline what we have it is 2.5 months, okay, for the weekdays, okay, and based on your understanding, it may extend 1 or 2 weekends. So we won't urge, okay, we won't fix with the timing, but the timing what we fixed it will take around 2.5 months exactly to complete everything, starting from the JS until the AI implementations.
Okay, thanks.
Good questions.
Hi, Madan.
Hello, Sovanya.
I just have I mean, I'm not sure whether this is the right question or not. See, you mentioned that
Go
the
ahead.
AI was able to generate everything within 4 minutes, right?
Mm.
So now AI is fully capable of doing each and everything. Then what is the purpose of we starting to learn from each and everything
Good
from
question.
scratch?
After I told you 4 minutes, right? I told you to make it work. I spent another 10 minutes, correct? So being an expert, right? If I'm spending a time to make it work, right? So that level of AI, see, AI for sure there will be an impact in all the field, especially in IT development, automation testing. There will be a huge impact, even the functional testing as well. Okay, but functional testing will not destroy it by the AI. Okay, but there will be a people reductions will be there because test case generation and all it can take care of it. It is not needed for you guys. But when you go play around with the exploratory testing level and UAT testing level, of course you need a manual intervention. But the huge problem will be again for an automation or the coders. Okay, there will be reductions of peoples, but how you have to utilize the AI is, for example, in my office, if people are taking with, I mean, whatever the framework I'm following it, right? With that the help of my framework, if my people's working under me are completing the maybe 8 scenarios on a day, with the help of AI, they can complete 20 scenarios. So how fast you are adapting the AI, how fast you are using an AI in your work culture, that makes you different from other people's. For sure there will be an impact, okay, but how fast we are learning it. AI will not do everything. There will be a human intervention needed for it. Okay, this is what I told. There will be an people reductions will be there. Okay, but who will be reducted? Those who's not adapted, they will be reducted for sure.
Okay, so in order to work with the AI, I mean, collaboratively to work with the AI, we need to understand the
Of
knowledge
course,
from
yes,
scratch.
of course, you should know what AI missed it. Okay, see, even though I have provided with all the prompts, okay, the output will be different with the different agent actually, whatever agent that we are working on. I have given this pattern which is my prompt, right? But still AI missed certain things. So I
Right.
have to feed, okay, what been missed it, okay, what improvement that I have to do it. If I have that history, unfortunately, I don't have an history with me. If I have an history, I would have been showing you what it missed it actually. What makes me to complete maybe more than 10 minutes of generation it actually. So when you can able to do it, when you understand the code, then only you can able to do it. From the 0%, if Madan, I don't know anything about it, but I want to start, you will start it. There will not be a problem. But if any problems comes, you don't know how to debug, where you should reach it actually. Yes, how to fix it. No, you will not be aware of it.
Okay, so in order to debug, I should know everything from this thing. And one more doubt also, Madan, for a person with less coding knowledge, will they be able to cope up with the JavaScript, TypeScript, and all the complex coding?
See,
And
my personal opinion is I started with Java, right? I started my automation with the VB script, okay, and then I started with when start with Selenium, I was using a Java, okay.
right.
And when compared with Java, I personally felt okay when I move on from when I enter into the Playwright, I designed my first project with Java only. Okay, it was running nearly for 2 years. Then only I know okay what is the flaw that I have done it with that project. What makes the execution takes time for me because of the all the third party supports and the Java as well. Then only I implemented with the TypeScript. But when I start learning, even though I am an expert with Java, when I start learning a JavaScript and TypeScript, I found a bit tricky when compared to Java because Java has the restrictions, and if you follow those restrictions, you will get an outcome. But JavaScript doesn't have any restrictions. You can do whatever you want to. So you will feel somewhat difficulties when falling out of it. But even though Madan, I have a zero knowledge, okay, there is no problem at all because the course has been designed scratch from the scratch, right?
Okay, sure. Okay, thank you.
Practice makes things easy, guys.
Correct. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
Mm.
And once you start this, the batch, you will cover everything again from scratch, no? I mean, the CDP and all, I didn't understand.
Yeah, everything. I understand. See, there are technical terms of what I've been using it, right? You have to just understand, okay, something is there called CDP. That's it. No need to understand what it is. We will be seeing everything from the scratch.
Okay, fine.
See, that is why I fixed the duration. See, you will find a course for Playwright less than a month as well, right? But why we are fixing it that level actually 2.5 months? Because you need a daily practice. Daily you learn one or two topics and implement it. Then next day, this is how we designed it actually.
Okay, fine. Yeah, thanks.
Good question, Saranya. Any other questions from anyone?
One more question from my end, Mother.
Go ahead,
During the
Rani.
session, you mentioned that we can also cover API testing.
Yeah, if I missed it, guys, sorry for it. Yes, of course, we'll be covering an API testing. Okay. But like I told you guys, to some extent, your Playwright will help you out until doing a schema validation, doing of parsing into any response and validating the things. Okay. But not to that extent what Rest Assure will do it. Actually, Rest Assure is a library which is typically designed for API automation. Okay. So you can design the end-to-end framework using a REST assure, whereas in Playwright, to certain extent you can do it. 60-70% of it testing. For example, Madan, there is a huge UI testing has to be done, but before that I have to perform certain API automation to make my system more stable before starting an UI. Of course, you can do that level of an API automation here. So we'll be spending a time in understanding what is API first of all, what are all validations that we can do it in API, and then how we can do it using a Playwright TypeScript. We'll be seeing it from the scratch.
Okay, thanks, Mother.
Good question, Ma.
All right. Hi, Madan. This is Jansi here.
Go ahead, Jansi.
Yeah. So I have few set of questions. So, like we are going to cover JavaScript and TypeScript in our course schedule, right?
Correct.
So during the framework development, why are we like focusing only on TypeScript more specifically? Is there like any restrictions? Why can't we use like JavaScript?
I'll tell you first of all why. Madan, the course is for Selenium TypeScript. Playwright TypeScript. Okay, where JavaScript come into picture? Without learning a JavaScript, you will not understand the TypeScript. So you need a JavaScript knowledge before entering into the TypeScript. Okay, but after entering into it, after learning a JavaScript, and once you familiarize with the TypeScript, I don't think so you have to go back to the JavaScript actually, because the code what we are using it in TypeScript, the same can be compiled with the JavaScript as well. Actually, the compiled version of TypeScript is nothing but the JavaScript. Or if you take a TypeScript and compile that, it will be compiled, and the output of TypeScript will be JavaScript. So now you understood. So designing something with TypeScript, it is compiled internally as a JavaScript only. So it is not needed that we have to design again with JavaScript. Why we need it? It's going to be the same level of scripting. You understood my point?
Yes, all right. And one more small thing. So during this course, are we like gonna focus more on AI technology, like each and every class? Like for example, if you're gonna handle frames
No,
or
no, no. I'm not.
some.
See, I'm not going to. No, no. That is a very, very bad practice. Actually, I will tell you the problem. I will tell you the problem. In my office, okay, we are having a premium version of Copilot. Okay, it won't let you to code at all. If I write down my command, okay, if I write based on my command, automatically the code generation will come for me. It will tell me. It will tell what I'm going to do for the next line. Okay, so what makes this a problem is no one will even I will, if I do the same thing for multiple days, I will keep forgetting my methods. Okay, what is the method that we have to use, so and so we will keep forgetting it, right? So that's a bad practice, introducing an AI at first. Actually, at first you have to understand what each method does. I want you guys to remember all those methods, then only we will be introducing an API at last. Sorry, AI at last. Did I answer?
Yes, yes, already understood. And one more small question. Sorry for asking you multiple things.
No,
So,
no, no, go ahead.
actually, we need to train our AI models by giving them with a proper prompt. Am I
Correct,
correct? So,
correct,
while framework development, if we go ahead and proceed with by giving with a proper prompt, so we would be like able to create some basic common methods such that we can readjust or no re-edit in such a way we can train our own models.
correct,
Yeah,
correct.
so because of that scenario, like whether our class will be like this is how the mod I mean this is how the framework develop, and this is how each functionality work, along with we can develop the same functionality using the same AI prompt. So like each
Correct.
and every classes will be the combination of a manual part plus an AI technology. Will the course will be like in that way?
No, not from the beginning. That's what I told. I'll be introducing your AI at the last portion of it. Once we will be designing our framework manually at first, because you should know what each component does, why I'm doing it, why I cannot keep my things as static. Each and everything is supposed to know internally. Okay. Then at last, to make the things more simple, I'll be showing you the same level of framework setup, how we can do it without manual intervention. I'll be showing you that as well. So this will be happening at last after we completed with the framework design.
All right. Thanks,
Yeah,
Madam.
this is what again I'm saying. I don't want to involve. See, AI will reduce your time, of course, but it will kill your manual interventions. Actually, it will it will not make you to think. Actually, by now you're supposed to knowing it, right? When you type an English, right, it will still come into picture and correcting all the grammars, right? Then you'll be thinking about the grammar further. No, right? So that's how AI works.
Hey, Madan, it's Hafiz here again.
Go ahead, Afis.
So, Madan, okay. So most of the session, so we have a strong, we are putting strong base on JavaScript and TypeScript. And coming to the playwright, right? So actually, my question is specifically on the methods we use in Selenium, right? For example, find elements or wait. So these are some specifically for Selenium. We have some methods we use, right? So, but in our course, right? So I see a few days for playwright, right? So is it suffice to cover the playwright methods or uh,
Sorry, I've somehow I missed your question. Not completely, actually. So can you come again if you don't mind?
no, my question is on the TypeScript, playwright part. So we have few. I so I heard that you said that few days for playwright, right? Compare. Okay.
Guys, can you
So
hear me?
yes.
Okay, I think your voice is breaking. So yeah, go ahead with this.
How about now? How about now?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. Okay. So I'm okay. Repeating my question. No. So on the playwright part, right? So similarly in Selenium, right? We have specifically we are using some methods for find element or wait element or implicit. Or, so uh, similar to that, right? We have definitely we will have some methods for playwright. Am I right? Correct.
Correct,
Uh,
correct, correct.
so, but we have very few sessions, a few days for playwright, right? Will we? Is it suffice to complete
No.
the whole?
This is what I told. It is not fully buddy. Okay, it is until last week. If you see my the week I spent it, right? The last week which I spent it is this one. Okay, so if I don't know why the detail was not coming actually. Still, there is one more month for me to complete this course as part of one weekend. Okay, and to come to the locator point of view, you can use whatever locators that you used it for Selenium. Okay, on top of it, we have nearly 6 different locators. We can use it with this Playwright especially. Okay, so everything will be covered actually. Don't go by only this program
Okay.
level. Each and every program has a different, maybe 3-4 tests. It can have it. See, all those are specific to the playwrights actually. Get by role, get by placeholder, get by role again, right? And get by locators with data test ID or all the specific stuff actually. Okay, where you can use your CSS and XPath 100% from Selenium, what you learned it there.
Okay. 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 Yeah. That's okay. That's good. Thanks, Bhakti.
Any other questions from anyone?
Hi, madam. This is Arun. Actually, this is a
Go ahead,
base
Arun.
questions who are all jump into automation like a fresher. Okay. Which combination is better, like Playwright with JavaScript or Playwright is Python? Which programming language they have to learn first?
See,
Do you have
with Python, I
questions?
won't prefer it with any other. Okay, it is not with the Selenium. It's not with the Playwright actually. See, Python is not the library which is not a language which is meant for functional automation kind of stuff. It is meant for an analytical purpose. Okay, so
Okay.
it will give you more freedom to with an analytical point of view rather than playing with functional stuff actually, right? When it comes to an automation, if you prefer to go with the Selenium, then the first preference always will be a Java because of the core is Java. When it comes to the Playwright, the first preference goes to the TypeScript and JavaScript because the core is Node.js.
Okay, madam. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Last questions? Okay, John, over to you, John.
Sure.
John?
Thank you, Manu.
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for the time. Dear all, thanks for joining the session throughout. So we have shared the feedback form in the chat section. Kindly fill the form to get your participation certificate. So the form link is in the chat. Hope everyone can able to see the chat. So please fill your details to get the participation certificate. So this certificate will be mailed to you. And I'd like to inform that Madan, we are starting a new session on 20th Feb for the Playwright program. It's a weekday session available on both classroom and online. So those who are interested to know more about it, please contact us with the number given. Thank you all for joining. Please stay connected to join our upcoming webinars as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.